To Sister on City TV and of course City FM. We're also live in sub-Saharan Africa on DSTV channel 363. My name is Jessica, regular hostess for the show, and this particular show is sponsored by Vodafone. And of course Lydia, with Lydia You Decide. Now, shows about relationships. We're going to be talking about all the messages that we receive here today that have to do with one relationship issue or the other. And if you are going through something peculiar that you'd like to share, this is the platform to do that. I'll tell you shortly how exactly you can contribute and be part of the discussion. Welcome back. So let's get into it. There are various ways that you can reach us. First and foremost via WhatsApp on 054-998-6996. There's also the option of sending an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com, or better yet, search for us on Facebook at Sister Live. That's Sister Live. Like our page, send us a DM, or just interact with us. We have lots of conversations on the page that we'd like you to be a part of. So now that you know how you can reach us, let me introduce my sisters on the show today. And I've got Gail, as usual, superstar Gail. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good.
Looking very well.
Thank you. You
That's
as well.
That's a good thing, man. You have to show me how to do it.
I will.
When will that be?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
It's so
before
easy.
the next, in fact, the next show, I want one.
Whenever
so
you're ready.
Do something for me out.
Whenever you're ready.
I'll put it on my mama. Right here.
Someone calls it my horn, my one horn.
No, I think it's your signature.
Yes,
it looks nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So how are you doing yourself?
I'm all right. I'm super.
I like the blue.
Yes, I like blue. I think blue's gradually becoming my favorite color.
Okay, it's mine as well. But funny enough, I don't have a single thing blue, I think.
So how is it your favorite color? That's so weird.
It's weird.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Anyway, let's say hello to Olivia. I see your teeth from here. What's going on, Livy?
Good. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, shining.
Everyone okay?
Brighton. What's the occasion?
Thank you. Oh, nothing. Celebrating life, love, and I've had my vitamins, especially my vitamin S. So I'm all like viva.
Yeah. Vitamin S. Some of us haven't had some of that in a long time, so we'll be coming to you for, a special distance. Anyway, let's say hello to Rosina as well. How you doing, Rosie?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great, and you're wearing blue, just like me.
We didn't get
coincidence. But I love it. Love it.
You look well. I hope you had a good day.
Don't ask about my day,
okay.
But it's good.
All right, I will not ask about your day, and I'll assume it's good. Let's move right along. Let's get into action. So this one says, hello, sisters. First of all, I think I might be overreacting overreacting, but I want to ask to be sure that I actually am. My wife was raised by a man she calls her uncle, though I later found out that they're not blood related or blood relatives. He took care of her and her siblings when their parents died. In other words, they were staying with him and his family. When I met my wife, she introduced me to her family, and it seemed like it was only her mother and siblings who were excited about my decision to marry her, of course. My wife is a very beautiful woman, so I was also surprised that she was single at the time we met. Fast forward. Her uncle gave her hand in marriage to me, and it's been 2 years already. The man talks to her every single day on phone, not forgetting texting her on WhatsApp frequently. I wasn't initially concerned about it until the man invited me to his office one day. He educated me on what turned his daughter on, what sex positions she likes, and how long I had to thrust or go deeper before ejaculating. It was an unpleasant conversation, but we had it man to man. He asked me how long I last in penetrative sex, and I said 5 to 7 minutes. Sisters, that has always been my longest, and I'm a strong guy in bed. He told me to try to get 15 minutes, since he can even clock 15 minutes at his age. He said that that would give my wife a proper orgasm. He told me I needed to be a man. I've been thinking of all sorts of things since we had that conversation. Could they have had a sexual encounter or relationship before I came into the picture? Or am I just being paranoid? Gail, I'll throw this right to you.
Yes, I think they had, and I think they still do. That's what I think, because it's not even about what he said, but it's like, how can you know so much about someone's sexual preferences? How can you know so much about someone and what gets her there if you've not been intimate with her? Because I mean, she can have the conversation with you and just say, this is what I like and blah blah blah. But the way the guy gave so much details is like, and then they said he's not even a real uncle at the end of the day. So it makes sense that maybe because he was helping them, they said he was helping them. So it could be that whilst he was helping them, he took advantage of it. And so maybe people don't even know how much the wife, how far their relationship has gone. Maybe they don't even know that she's been sexually, should I say, involved with the man. So maybe they don't know, or they know, I don't know. It could have been that maybe that was the part of the deal where, some people will always be, friends with their family, and they'll be like, oh, that's your uncle, blah, blah, blah. But then it will be like, okay, maybe when the person gets older, you may marry her. Sometimes some family do that as a deal, like when the person is younger, oh, take her to school and
when she grows up.
then when she grows up. So who knows, maybe it was a deal, I don't know, because they were saying that they're saying that that man and the siblings were kind of happy when someone else, this guy, came into the picture. So it could also mean that they know what's going on and they feel like they need someone else to use someone else as a cover-up so that they can continue what they are doing. It's a bit weird at the end of the day, but what struck me was for him to come and tell this man all these things. I don't know what his motive is to tell the guy those things, but for me, what I see is that I think he's still having a relationship with a lady, and so this guy is just a side piece. I wanted to use a different word, but I prefer to use the side piece, and I think that's what he's being used for. This is not a marriage, especially when two people are not on the same page in a relationship. I always say that it's not a relationship or a marriage, because from the way the guy is sounding, it's like he's a third wheel sort of. He's not like he's being used, So I think he's not imagining things. He has to just get out. I don't think it's a healthy, place to be. No, I think they're using him. They just used him.
All right, Rosina, let me come to you. Gail thinks that this is not a marriage at all.
No.
There's something going on. You share the same sentiments.
Partly. What I think is that, like Gail said, most likely she and the man were having sexual relations when she was being taken care of by the man. That is without question, because there is no way he would have access to such detail unless, of course, he's personally experienced it. Because it's one thing, maybe the woman being so comfortable with him because they're friends and probably confiding in the man that, oh, my husband is probably not to this, not to that, so could you give him some advice to sort of push him? That one would have come like, oh, Charlie, how's your sex life? The women of these days, they like it this, try and do this. But the level of detail with the timing, 15 minutes, how deep you should go before you, for me, that level of detail is highly uncomfortable and very disrespectful to the man. This is what I think. What I think is that they were having sexual relations, agreed. And when the woman found somebody else to get married to, the man was probably not happy about it. And as the text said, that it was only the mother and the siblings who were happy about the marriage, but he wasn't. It's possible that the girl woke up and told the man that, you know what, I'm getting married. So because I'm getting married, this relationship that we have cannot continue. The man is not happy about it. So that's where I differ with Gail. I beg to differ that the sexual bit is still going on. Of course, he's attached to her, but it's possible that he's no more giving her that sexual bit. So this ploy is by the man to sort of destroy, because they've been in it for 2 years, to sort of destroy what they have, or what this lady seems to have with her husband, probably. So he's coming up with all kinds of things, horrible things, so that the man would probably get the picture like, look, I was there before you came. And I know a lot of things that you don't know. So he's probably hoping that if the guy is smart enough, he'll read through the lines and probably leave this girl, not be with her, and then he can have his cake, like he can eat his cake again. So it's two things. What Gail is saying, absolutely, I agree with it. But there could also be another angle where they probably aren't sleeping together anymore. But the man has not accepted the fact that the woman is no more under her control. Because why after 2 years? Why? And
Yeah.
why call the man into your office with so much detail? Listen, anybody that can give so much detail of somebody's sexual preferences has been there. It's not a theory, it's not a verbal discussion being, no, has been there. This level of detail is too much for something that was just described to you that you are describing back. Because trust me, if you ask me, I won't be able to give you these details about myself. Somebody has to experience it to give all these details about you. So that's what I think. I think the sexual experience, the two of them were doing it. But most likely the girl wants to pull out and the man is not in agreement. So he's waited, thinking that maybe the girl will come back after some time. But the girl is probably very comfortable in her marriage. And he wants to do something to destabilize it so that he can get the girl's attention again. That's what I think.
All right. Olivia, do you have a different opinion?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, stories like this just drive me so crazy. The reason being, men who take advantage of young women, or I mean, at the end of the day, it's both parties who agreed. Okay, yes, the girl could have said no to it, this old man, supposed uncle of hers, and she could have decided not to be in, a sexual relationship with him. But I feel as though the guy literally took advantage of the girl situation, and the girl probably had no choice, because he was sort of helped financially. So he's got that grip, he's got that power over her, he's got, like, he knows what he's talking about when he's talking about this girl. So two things. It could either be, I mean, like Rosie was saying, that he just wants to ruin her marriage. Now, my mind goes back. I'm asking myself this question, okay? This guy, you've been married to this girl, okay? As far as you're concerned, the 7 minutes, how is intimacy like between you and your wife? Does she give you a reason to think that, she's not satisfied? Have you had like a conversation with regards to sex? It could be that maybe she's actually happy with you. And it could actually be that she has no problem. And it could also be that this man, because he hasn't heard anything in the last 2 years, he just wants to, make the girl's marriage unbearable for her, i.e., getting into all kinds of details, sexual details, in terms of conversation with this other guy. And for me, I feel very troubled for you. If this girl hasn't given you a reason to doubt her, maybe she's actually been faithful to you. She hasn't cheated on you ever since you guys got married. Yes, right now this sugar daddy or whoever he is has set your mind rolling. Now you're asking yourself questions. So in order to give yourself a bit of peace of mind, I think you can do a bit of groundwork. Okay, do a bit of groundwork. If you want information, I mean, finding information in Ghana is easy. If you want to find out whether she's been intimate with this so-called uncle, you can easily find out. You can go to her area and speak to a few people. That's if you want to go the long route. Me, I'll just ask you head on. Okay, I'll ask her. I'll have a conversation with my wife and say, okay, this is exactly what happened. This guy called me into his office, blah, 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 blah. Is it true? Is it not? You may be able to get something based on her body language. I mean, you've been with her for a while. You should be able to know her to some extent. Well, you don't know everybody 100%, but at least you should be able to know. But the question is, after you get your answer, whether yes or no, would you trust her 110%? Because this thing could go two ways. So,
Yeah.
genuinely, maybe she had a relationship with this other guy, cut it off, and she's trying to move on. Or it could also be that this other guy is trying to ruin your relationship. So the question is, what do you actually want? Do you see yourself, even if she's had a past with this guy, do you see yourself moving past? Well, then other conversations come up with regards to trust. If she ended up being intimate with this guy, because Charlie, the way this guy is talking, he's so sure that it's 15 minutes, not 7 minutes. You see, so the guy is giving a lot more detailed information. The other question will be, okay, why didn't she tell you that this, this is what this was the kind of relationship she had? And for me, I think what even spoils the girl's case, right, is that you have proof that she's been talking to her uncle. Okay, her so-called uncle. They're actually still, they have a conversation whereby they talk every day, and they're on the phone, they're texting. Now, for me personally, sitting here reviewing what you just sent in, for me that's a red flag. For me, that's a big red flag. And I was going to say initially in my submission, I was going to say, okay, maybe she's cut things off, maybe she doesn't want to be intimate and stuff. But clearly, this guy doesn't want to let go of this girl. Okay, so clearly she's in a relationship with this guy. The question is, this girl should decide what she wants, whether she wants you or she wants this other guy, so that you know what to do. But for me, I don't think I would advise you to still be in this kind of relationship, because if you cannot, she's been faking orgasm this whole time, how would you know? You cannot beat that 15 minutes that she's been used to. What if the guy was her first? And usually, if the guy was her first and she's been with the guy for the longest time, when you're intimate with somebody for a long period of time, they know your sexual rhythm. They know how you are. They know how to gel with you to get you there. So I don't think that that's something you can compete with. First and foremost, I don't think. I mean, you guys are going to have trust issues. You guys intimately, for a man and for your ego and your sexuality as a man and everything, right now it's going to be compromised. You can never match up to this other guy. Who knows? Maybe this girl has even complained to the guy that, Charlie, you think that you're a strong man, but Charlie, you are not hitting her the right way that she's expecting to be hit. Or, she can't get an orgasm. She's probably faking it. And you don't know. Charlie, I don't think you should be played. Me, point blank, I'll go ask the girl, look at her demeanor, and decide what I want. But I don't think it will be a relationship I want to be in. I don't like divorce, but this one, some way. Intimacy, sexuality is about two souls coming together. And this guy has a grip on this girl. So I don't know. You have to, this one, dear, you have to make this decision on your own. Decide what you want and then take it from there. But for me, if I were in your shoes, I don't think it would be a relationship I would want to be in. Right. I mean, I think you should move on. In a nutshell, that's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't help but agree. This all sounds really fishy. Just the guy is just too concise when it comes to what she wants. It's obvious they have been intimate that much. I think we all agree on. Yeah. As to whether they're still doing it, that's another conversation. Yeah. But if I was the guy, I would ask, I'll just go straight ahead to ask the woman, like, hey, this is the conversation I had with your dad or uncle, and I'm very uncomfortable with it. What say you? Yeah. And then going forward, I will tell this woman, listen, I do not appreciate you communicating with him every day. Like, what do you guys talk about? Yeah. I think it's your uncle's coming between us, and then that would be like a good place to start. So, dear gentlemen, well, we've shared our 2 cents. But the onus really lies on you. So we wish you the best of luck with that one. A couple of comments. Lysis says, maybe she was shy to tell you how she likes it, and more so, this is someone like a father to her who would have been confident to confide, and she would have been confident to confide in him on many things, especially whilst growing up. Papa Yao says, there's something in the soup. How on earth did he get all those details? You don't have all the information. Start digging on your own. Your wife won't tell you anything, so don't even try asking you. If she wanted you to know, she would have told you. Lungu says, uncle has definitely been sleeping with niece. Just ask her, she'll confirm. Talking and texting every day, they're probably still sleeping together, by the way. He's a bit too specific on what she wants or likes. Aurora says, this man shouldn't be so foolish to give you clues for you to detect that they have dated before. Your wife has complained to him about your 2-minute drama in bed. But also, please find some medicine and get down well with your wife and stop thinking like a child. 5 to 7 minutes? Ha ha ha, you're laughing. Hey, all right, you're a hard guy. Agnes says, oh my God, you are not paranoid at all, but your intuition is telling you something. Yeah. I'm sure this man was sleeping with your wife and it could be continuing as we speak. I'm also sure your wife is saying this these things to the man, and that's why he called you. Na says, if you were intimate, that's past. Don't worry. Don't use your own hand to destroy your marriage. Avoid that ankle of your wife like Corona. He'll destroy your marriage, and find a way to caution your wife as well. Posh says, will he give you details about what he knows nothing about? Definitely not. A woman cannot discuss the details of what makes her come and how she likes it with her uncle to be the one to point it out and be bold enough to discuss the details with you. There's something fishy. Pay more attention. And finally, Abdallah says, I have a feeling they've been intimate before, and as to whether they still have a sexual relationship, the signs seem obvious with the discussion he's had with you. For a man, your wife refers to as an uncle who isn't blood related to know so much about your wife's sexual preferences raises red flags, and you should investigate thoroughly, because from the look of things, there seems to be a lot happening on your blind side. It's Sister on City TV and City FM. Our WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear your comments. We'll be right back.
Hello, viewers. I'm feeling very frustrated and bored in Sambulai. I'm very happy. If you don't understand, don't worry, because myself, I don't understand. In this addition, Vodafone Ghana has now made it possible to send money from Vodafone Cash to all network free. We will cross over to our senior reporter for more details.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing in front downtown. You know, I'm learning to make a vlog. I'm on Kwanya, she said. Vodafone, I'm on Kwanya. Ultimate Senesika to Topia, Emily to Topia. Echo all the network. I will check couple. Me Tissi Montezo. Diamond Falcon.
Fifia, Matendo says, don't you put charges, Manomi. Joe, you bro, charges on your wumlo, at the Hamon. A beer says, do the ha, charges or Clendine.
Handing on me, Fanny no me. Instead, Amanika charges me, no charges. I met G, Naka charges, when we know, Mania Cafe BP. Oh, and if oh,
for me, I do a lot of online transactions. I just here. See, the excitement for me is that I get to save a lot on Vodafone Cash.
Please, put me down.
I'm so excited. I can now send money to all networks without any charges.
Me ye jediniba. A bribia says me chia majuma ye fokan. Sika me chia se charges no. And do so do. Nansu say dear. Me da Vodafone Cash.
Sending money on Vodafone Cash to all networks is now free. Send any amount of money as many times as you like to all networks for free. Dial *110# now to send money.
Anyone for Masumo. Video 2. Put him in car. And yeah, Muso Mame.
This is the red news. Apologize.
The future is exciting. Ready?
I'm just not ready yet. I want to wait a little before getting pregnant again.
Stop worrying and live free. No matter who you are, Lydia has a contraceptive just for you. Choose the Lydia Daily Contraceptive Pill with iron as your regular contraceptive, or the Lydia IUD, a non-hormonal contraceptive for long-term pregnancy prevention. Contact the Lydia Contact Center and let us help you decide how to live free. With Lydia, you truly decide.
Welcome back, Sister City TV, City FM. Shows brought to you by Vodafone and Lydia. With Lydia, you decide. So a message from Zuri in Westlands. Now, she says, my mom remarried when I was 8 years. She was always busy, never had time for me. And so I was happy when my stepdad started showing me some love and affection. Things were great till I became a teenager. He started acting funny towards me, like touching my boobs and other things. And when I told my mom about it, she told me that he's my dad and there's nothing wrong with it. He eventually defiled me at the age of 14. When I told my mom, she convinced me not to tell anyone, so I kept it to myself. It has really had an impact on me, and I'm still scared of dating anyone. I want to forgive my mom and move on, but it hurts a lot anytime I remember. Please help me. Olivia, this one's for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so much to take in. I am so sorry that you had to go through something like this. You know, it boils down to parenting. Like, I don't know. I'm going to use this platform, okay, to reach out to parents and let parents know that when your daughters are talking to you, pay attention. It's not, at the end of the day, it's not about the money that you make. It's not about, I mean, children didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to be here. So it really disturbs me and hurts me so much, you know, when I hear stories like this. Sweethearts, you know what? You need help. You need a lot of help. You need psychological help. You need therapy. You need to be reconfigured. And with regards to your mom, I wish that you could have a conversation with her. I mean, I'm so disappointed in your mom that she had to ask you to shush and sort of like you guys just sweep it under the carpet and, you know, pretend that nothing happened. This is your life we're talking about. So it's very disappointing. I think what you need is some kind of closure with your mom. I don't know how old you are right now. I don't know whether you're still, you know, however old you are, actually, it doesn't matter. This is so much trauma to happen to a young girl. But I think that you need to sit mommy down and have a conversation with mommy. Tell mommy that, mommy, I am hurt. Let her know how hurt you are and how she's made you feel, what she's turned you into, and let her know that you didn't appreciate her doing that to you. Because right now, parents are supposed to be the ones to protect their children, to make them feel loved, to make them feel wanted and protected. And she didn't do that for you. So I feel like if you have that kind of conversation with her and let her know that what she did to you was very hurting and you're trying so hard to forgive her, or you need an opportunity to just vent. I feel like all of this is inside you and you're growing up and you're beginning to become something that you're not supposed to be. And I don't blame you because it's normal. It's natural for you to feel the way you're feeling. But you need to definitely tell your mom that you are hurt because of what she's done to you. And she definitely, I feel like your mom has to apologize to you.
Absolutely.
And try as much as possible to get help. Tell your mom that you need help, because for you to even mention the fact that, you know, you find it even difficult to date because it's at the back of your mind. Gosh, it's too much for a young person to carry. So as much as possible, help. You need lots of help. You need your mom to appreciate and realize what she's done to you. And your mom, you at some point in time, you also need to forgive your mom. Okay? Sometimes forgiveness, they say, is much better for you. You're not doing anybody a favor, but you're doing yourself a favor. I know it's hard, but forgiving your mom will be one of the biggest steps into letting go of all the hurt and all the pain. It's not going to, don't be hard on yourself, okay? It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take some time. It might take years, but please give yourself an opportunity to love. Give yourself an opportunity to re-experience life the way you're supposed to be, to experience it. But one step at a time. But by all means, please do get help. You need psychological help. You need counseling. You need to be spoken to. You need to give yourself time to heal. and you need to give yourself time to even forgive your mom. But for me, by all means, I'll have that conversation with my mom and tell my mom that, Charlie, yo, mom, that was not cool. Okay. And if there was a way to actually get the guy to pay for what he's done, that would be even more fantastic. But I don't know how all that's going to happen. But once there's a way, once there's a will, you'll definitely find a way. But take it one day at a time. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't expect to wake up one morning and to be somebody you knew. Just know that it will take time for you to actually find yourself again. And I mean, I will, as always, I'll be saying a prayer for you. And please, if you can, please do pray about it. I actually personally find praying very therapeutic. And in the sense whereby, I just talk to God about everything that's on my heart. This is just me. It's worked for me. I'm praying that it will work for you. But by all means, please do get help and take it one day at a time and you'll be fine.
There you go. Rosina, let's hear your opinion on this one.
It's very sad. I'm actually very saddened. But it's not new. It's something that happens all the time. And it aches my heart that women decide to choose the side, reputation, image of the new men in their lives over daughters that they have birthed.
Yeah.
Because as a woman, you know the impact this has on you, especially when you're not a willing party, when you're young and you don't have the power to say no. Because saying no means you probably don't have anywhere to sleep, you probably have no food, you probably don't know where your next school fees is coming from. And to have a woman be okay with a strange man who isn't the biological father of your child, even the biological father of the child, I think it's very inappropriate for that man to touch the breast of the child. It will probably be permitted if it's medical, i.e. the lady has a medical issue and the man has some form of expertise and is probably examining in the full glare of the mother, full knowledge of the mother, probably, or in the hospital, or having a medical assistant do that. That's a different thing. But even as a biological father, it is so wrong to have a father touch the breast of the daughter. How much more a stepfather? I think the woman has done the daughter a great disservice. And sometimes, as Africans or as women, we fail to see the impact on these children, or we minimize the amount of impact. Oh, then she should grow out of it. After all, it did their thing. Like she'll grow and somebody else will also be chopping. So at the end of the day, it's nothing new. She just started hers early. And she's probably taking this stance because probably this man is a financial backbone of the family. Or this man, or reputation-wise, or it's possible that she had this child out of wedlock, and this man has domino and has given her the dignity of a marriage and XYZ. So you put your you put your daughter on the sacrificial table, and it's very difficult to comprehend. You know what? I don't think there's any way I would advise this woman or this lady to have that conversation with her mother. What she needs first is counseling. What she needs first is professional counseling to forgive her mother remotely, so that when she's talking to her, she has already forgiven her before talking to her. Because if this woman was able to speak such rubbish at 14, trust me, I don't think her stance will change. She'll probably come and speak more rubbish like, if I hadn't done that, do you know how your fees were paid? Do you know how we're getting food on the table, to further aggravate your situation? Sometimes I know closure is good. Sometimes I know speaking to people like this is good. But you need to work on yourself first before you go and speak to other people. That way, because you've worked on yourself first and you have healed properly first, when you now go and seek communication with that other party, you don't seek it with emotions. Because when you go and seek communication and closure with emotions, most of the time it doesn't turn out right. The person will say something that would even annoy you more, and the hurt, the pain, everything will even come back more. So I think that she is a classic case for a proper psychological, psychotherapy, professional attention. First, she needs to forgive herself She needs to forgive her mother, because sometimes you tend to feel like, okay, the signs were on the wall. Yes, my mother was not but maybe I could have helped myself. My dear, you were not in a position to help yourself. So don't blame yourself. Don't blame your mother. Don't hate your mother. But we can't just speak those emotions out of you. You need to go through a process to get it out of you. So that once you get it out of you, one day you now approach your mother and tell your mother that, you know what, you really messed me up when you did this. And you did this when you did that. And when you are speaking to her without emotions, or you are speaking to her because you are coming from a place where you have already forgiven her, it settles better. But it's very disheartening to have a mother do that to her daughter. And I hope that no woman would ever have to sit down and watch. I mean, if you touch Danica, I'll kill you. I don't mind going to jail for it. I would kill you straight up. I don't mind going to jail for it. It would be something I would happily go to jail for. Don't touch my daughter, especially, come on, please, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not even apologetic about it. Don't do it. I'll kill you.
Okay,
well, yeah.
Talking about murder on TV. But yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. And indeed, that's the kind of reaction you would expect from a mother. Gail, what do you think?
I get so mad when I hear these things. I get so upset because, I mean, it's like, how can a mother even still stay married to a person that does that? First of all, he's a pedophile, and he's supposed to be committed to you, the woman,
right?
And he's sleeping with your own, first of all, your own daughter, right under your nose. For all you know, he could be having other affairs outside as well. So first of all, you can't even trust this person. He broke your trust. You're still with him just because you want to keep up appearances. And I don't like it when some women do that. That's why I always say, before you get involved in a relationship or with somebody, you have to make sure you're financially sound. You have a way out in case things go wrong. Because some people will stay in these kind of situations because they feel he's the one who takes care of everything. I can't do anything on my own and all of that. So then you're forced to stay in a toxic relationship where, so first of all, you, the woman, I don't even know how the man is even treating you, the woman. Do you even have peace of mind with this guy? Right. And then you're putting your daughter in this same environment, and you guys think you're having a marriage and you think it's healthy? I don't think so. I get so mad because people, you see, being a parent is just a noun. That's how I see it, where you just give birth to a kid. People think you just hear them say, I carried a kid for 9 months, so you should be grateful to me for life. I mean, it's more than that. Anybody can just, give birth. But it takes the real person to take care of a kid, protect the kid, guide them, so that they grow to be, responsible people, so that they can also pass on that to somebody else. So if you cannot do that, you should be ashamed to call yourself a parent. That's what I'll say, because, and the people that abuse people are people who are close to you. And I think a lot of us have had experiences like that. When I was 3, someone abused me. I didn't know what it was, because I was 3, so I couldn't put it in words. But I remember he put his penis in my hand. That I remember. Whoa. And I didn't know what it was till I grew up and I realized, oh my God. And it's been decades and it still pisses me off. So they don't know how the mind is. The mind is I always say the mind has a mind of its own. It's a very powerful tool. So when people say forgive and forget, how can you forget? The mind has kept it there. You see, something happened to me when I was 3. I'm way older now, but still, it bothers me. So you've abused this kid physically and mentally. And people think when you say, oh, let's pray about it, or let's just forget about it, then it goes away. No. Because if it was that possible, she wouldn't still be bothered about it now. So I think I don't was it Olivia or somebody said she doesn't know how old she is now. If you're a bit older, you can be on your own. I feel you should move away from that place. Right. Find your own place, be on your own. I don't know if you can, I don't know how financially sound you are, because you definitely need to talk to somebody about that and unburden, your spirit and all that. Because I didn't get to tell anybody, so it's still in my head. Right. But you were able to tell your mother, who's supposed to be there for you, and she still rejected you and said, chose the man, chose the man over you. I mean, that person is not a mother. you don't need to be in that space. It's just too toxic, and so I don't know how she's going to do it. If she has someone else, maybe another family member, or I don't know, big sister or auntie or somebody like that, she should be able to move away from that environment, because that's the first thing you need to do if you want to start healing. Right. You don't have to go back in there. You need to move away from that. And like Rosina said, there's no need to talk to the mother, because the mother didn't really care. She cares about her marriage as if marriage is some achievement, you know, on the success ladder, where some women make it like it's such a big deal to be married. It's not a big deal. It's about if you're in a relationship with someone and it's working well and you're growing as a person, that's okay. But you don't necessarily have to be in a marriage just to feel like you're important. I think to me, it's like, you know, it's just, you know, it's a non-starter. Yeah, so I mean, I feel really bad for her, because like I said, I've been there, you know, as well. So she has to just make that conscious effort, you know, to mentally and physically move away from that place and find someone else. I don't know if she's in a group or whatever, and she can start from there. She should be in a positive environment, right? You know, and start to learn how to, because she said she has a problem dating. Yes. I think so. So she should forget about dating. Dating is not a big deal. Being single is not a crime. Get to love yourself, build your mental strength, you know, mental health. Build on that first as a person, right? And then later, if you get to meet somebody, oh well and good. So for now, forget about dating. Just heal.
You know, I hear what all you ladies say, but for a second, I also can't help but ask myself, if he could do that to her daughter, I imagine what he did to her.
No one.
As well. I'm just saying.
I said that. Yeah,
like
I said
in
that.
as
What's
much
he
as
doing to her? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole.
Yes. How is this relationship
mother's supposed
like
to
with
protect
her?
the child? Like
exactly.
There's this part of me that also feels like maybe, just maybe, she was also in a very vulnerable position where maybe she couldn't even, like, for instance, okay, if she points an accusing finger, tomorrow she and her daughter are out on the street. There could be that.
It's possible.
I mean, I'm not saying that what she did was right.
Definitely.
But these are also thoughts that are crossing my mind. Like, what will make a mother turn a blind eye to someone who's abusing their child? Then they must be in a very vulnerable position, or so going through a very choice. Yes, she might have felt helpless.
Well, you know, she could be feeling bad about it, but she has to, you know.
Either way, I feel like there are some women I know or mothers I know who would have still done something about it and say, damn the consequences.
Yeah. Left.
You know, so there's all that comes into play. Now she's talking about how she can forgive her mom. You need to forgive yourself first. It's very important, because you know, when you're abused, sometimes you're made to believe that it's your fault. And for years you will carry that burden, you know, thinking, oh, if I didn't do this, or if I wasn't smiling at my uncle or my dad or whatever, this would not have happened. It's not your fault. It is not your fault.
That's all.
You didn't even know better. You know, and this thing that you're talking about how you just found out, like one day just dawned on you, you were abused when you were 3. This happened to a lot of us. Like, you didn't know what it was. You get it? So never take responsibility for someone's, what should I say, lack of self-control. It wasn't, it was not your fault. And you need to heal, like Rosina said, heal
mentally,
first.
Very important.
And then you can confront your mother about it and let her know in no uncertain terms that you don't know what she was going through, but you felt like she should have been a mother and protected you. And protected you when she could have, and when you were vulnerable. And you know, let the chips fall where they may. Good luck with that. A couple of messages in this, you know, about this story. Rita says, oh dear, it is well, but please forgive yourself first and then forgive your mom. I'm sure she was trying to protect you in her marriage at that time. Be happy, love again, life is short. Posh says, own your scars first by accepting the situation, then you'll be able to move on. Forgiveness will come when you're ready to move on. One step at a time. Erica says, you can sit them down and make them know how they hurt you if you want them to apologize to you. But if you don't want them to, then don't bother yourself. Forgive yourself, and move on. Rebecca says, I think you should take them on. Let the police know. Someone should be punished for this. Irabna says, hey, some mothers can be this wicked. Dear, I think you should forgive yourself of what he did to you and try to forgive him as well. That would be the first step towards your recovery. Mary says, oh, sad, all in the name of marriage. My dear, make it one of your prayer topics and ask God to heal you so you can also forgive your mother. Victor says, my sister, life is full of wickedness and deceit. In this life, be sure that even the one whom you thought you could lean on would be the very person that will betray you. You know what they say, if you want to, right? And finally, Julius says, young woman, let the past go. Accept it that it has happened and now you are grown, and know that this unfortunate thing has happened to many girls before. You are not the first. Forget about losing your virginity. Men nowadays don't value it so much. Besides, the man you will get may not even be a virgin, so he will understand you. It's perfectly normal for you to fall in love after being defiled. Forgive your mother and the man too. We'll go for a quick commercial break. It's Sister on City TV and City FM. We'll be right back.
Don't just watch, be wowed. Get fired up. Get down, catch feels, drop the mic, choose to be moved, on the move, hot spot, any spot, enjoy a new view, walk in another's shoes, power heels, paws, and feet. Take your stories to the streets. Hold court with court queens, ice queens, and yas queens. Fly away, come back home, and enjoy online entertainment on any screen. Sign up at showmax.com and change the way you watch.
Just not ready yet. I want to wait a little before getting pregnant again.
Stop worrying and live free. No matter who you are, Lydia has a contraceptive just for you. Choose the Lydia Daily Contraceptive Pill with iron as your regular contraceptive, or the Lydia IUD, a non-hormonal contraceptive for long-term pregnancy prevention. Contact the Lydia Contact Center and let us help you decide how to live free. With Lydia, you truly decide.
Welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM, live across Sub-Saharan Africa on DSTV channel 363. WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. If you have comments, if you have stories to share, send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com or find us on Facebook at Sister Live. That's LIVE. Like our page, join the interactions. Message from a 29-year-old says, Dear Jessica, I've been in a relationship with a lady who I met about 2 years ago. My intention at the start of the relationship was to eventually marry her. We therefore spoke about marriage most of the time. However, I didn't do anything concrete about marrying her till date. This is because any time I think about marrying her, I consider two things. She's 6 years older than me, and she comes from Niger. Physically, she doesn't look her age. However, I think about the possibility of the age difference becoming very apparent a few years from now, and that sometimes makes me uncertain about going ahead. Aside this, I really feel comfortable around her. We both agreed that we get along very well with each other. From the very onset, I felt like she was the one, and she loves me too. For about a year now, anytime the issue of marriage comes up in our conversations, we usually quarrel. This is simply because I've not been clear with her about whether I want to marry her or not. She's holding on to me because she loves me and doesn't want to lose me. I don't want to lose her either. Time is, however, not on her side. I'm quite indecisive right now. What advice can you offer me? Rosina, I'm coming to you with this one.
The man is very annoying. You see, I keep saying that, you see, you are better off letting a lady know what some of your concerns are, because if you can't date an older woman, it should be a concern from the start, because that is a fact that will not change. So if you had a problem with it, why keep it on for 2 years? Even if you started after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you realize that that was a huge deal breaker, walk out. Why waste somebody's time for 2 years and then you're not talking about it as if she can do anything about the 6-year gap? She can't do anything about it. Number 2, you claim that she doesn't look it. Now, genetics is a very funny thing. There are people, in fact, several times I've asked people to guess my age, and I'm sure because they think I have children who are babies, they think I'm like 24, 25, some even give me 28. And when I tell them that when I'm filling forms on mobile phones, and then the year comes up, I need to scroll down before I find my year, they get surprised. I don't just do this and find my year. I have to scroll down before I find my year. They get surprised. So there are people that genetics is fair to them. You'll be surprised that she would forever, even probably always look younger than you. And if you say she's from Niger, I've seen a few Nigerians who are very petite, who look so beautiful, and they hardly ever change. In the same vein, you can meet somebody who is 20 years old, and looks like someone who is 45, aged, and has so many ailments. So sometimes you don't control life as it is. My only problem is that if it's a deal breaker for you, don't stay in there. But you don't have a right to waste somebody else's time if that indeed is a deal breaker for you. Because you claim that you started talking about marriage from the onset. There wasn't even a situation where you were just hanging out, just seeing how far. You started talking about marriage from the onset. So the lady's mind is sort of grounded because she feels like, okay, all things being equal, this is heading to somewhere. And then she can do anything. I mean, she can even fly, do anything she wants to do. But at the end, she's 6 years older than you and she doesn't cut it. And you are still in it. And you are still indecisive about it. I think you are just being unfair to the lady.
Yeah.
If you think that you don't want to be there because she's 6 years older than you, and like you said, time is not on her side, and you've still wasted 2 years of the time that is not on her side. Whatever you mean by that statement. But all I'm saying that if you feel that time is not on her side, you still wasted even 2 years of that time that's not on her side. So please, if this is not for you, this is your deal breaker, break your hearts now. Don't keep it another 1 year, then you send us a mail after 3 years, at another 1 year that it's been 3 years and the age gap hasn't changed. Duh, it ain't gonna change. It's not gonna change. So please, these things upset me because it's quite depressing. Because as for the age, dear, and you can't control how long you're gonna live or when you're gonna die or how old you're gonna look. I mean, if she has a good lifestyle, she eats well, she takes good care of her body, who knows? She might never even look the part. So it's not a big deal. But if it's a big deal for you, don't keep it. Don't waste your time.
Right.
More. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Gail, what do you think? Age gap, 6 years.
It's funny because when I was younger, I used to also, when we were growing up, they had this social conditioning, like you have to be a certain, when you're in a relationship, the man has to be older than the lady and all of that. So I remember I used to see this guy, right? Not see, but it was my friend. We got along so well that all we needed was just to make things official. But I was older than him by 2 years, and that was just a big deal for me because at that time, I thought that's how I was supposed to go. We were getting along so well in every other aspect. And so I didn't go out with this guy just because I was older than him by 2 years. Today, I'm dating guys who I'm older than 10 years, 11 years.
Wow.
Yes, because I realized that it's not about the age.
Go you.
It's not about the age, but it's about the maturity. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sure if he gets to know now, he'll be upset. So you think, so for 2 years, you didn't
left me.
now, 10, 11. And I didn't even plan to do that. It's just like, because I don't look my age. So I usually get younger guys who accost me, come after me, and then they realize that I'm older. But I'm young at heart, so I'm very, I have all it takes, so usually the age doesn't really matter at all. But when guys also have a problem, I don't blame them to a certain point, because I was also thinking the same way.
Right.
But you also have to be able to be open-minded enough to know that, yes, someone said a man has to be older, but you should realize that it's not really important if you get along with somebody, whether the person is older or not. Because the guy, at the end of the day, he's not going to get old.
Right.
You, the guy, you get old at the end of the day. And some of the guys that I date, they look like older than me all the time, because I take care of myself. Like, you know, Rosina said. So I think, and like she also said, well, if he feels he cannot, you know, move past that like I did before, then he should tell her now.
Right.
If not, he should be able to be open-minded enough to realize that, yes, I get along with her. You've been with her for 2 years, so obviously you guys, you know, have something good going. So if he's able to rather focus on what she's bringing to the table, I think that should help him more, you know, and see and look beyond the age thing. But if he cannot do that, tell her now.
Don't waste your time.
Because like Rosina said, she can never do anything about age.
Sure.
Yeah.
Olivia, you have the final word.
Charlie, I'm going back to the guy's submission in my head, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy, like Rosie said, he's very annoying. I hope he's watching. Charlie, look at all these fine sisters on the show. Huh? Look at me. Do you know how old I am?
I know, right?
If I told you have a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son, would you believe me? I look like some girl who just finished uni, for crying out loud. You should see me with my swag on. Charlie, sweetheart, listen, you know what? Make up your mind. Stop dilly-dallying with this girl's heart. And you know, French people, if you say she's from Niger, French people are very passionate people. I don't blame the girl. That's why the girl is upset with you, because she's like, Charlie, my guy, make up your mind already. If you think she looks amazing, if you think that she ticks all your boxes, like I always say, you can find a girl who is your age mate or even younger, and like Rosie said, she looks older and she will not even make you happy. She will obey to life, like she wouldn't tick your boxes. She wouldn't make you happy. This girl makes you happy. And if she takes care of herself, what else is your problem? If you love her, or is it you have a problem with going to tell your mother? Your mother will say that, oh, why have you brought a girl who is older? So if you know that you have a problem, have those conversations, sort out what you have to sort out, and stop wasting this girl's time. Okay? You have wasted her time 2 years, and you know that her age is not. My sisters have said this. Right now, I bore because you are wasting the girl's time. Let her know so that she can cut her losses. So that Charlie, which is waiting 2 years, do you know how you can even give birth to a child for the child to be 1 year? You're wasting her time. Let her know what's up. Because not only this, now that when you finally actually make up your mind, you know, you have to think about what you want, and her as well. Because now if she's older, it means that the older she gets, the more complicated things will be with regards to bearing, a lot of things. Like, consider the whole picture matter. Be a man. Wear the pants in the relationship. Have some, excuse my French, okay? Have them and decide what you want and call it a day. My sisters have all said it. Be a man. Make up your mind. Stop wasting this girl's time. If you decide to today, let everybody else to know. That's now I'm even beginning to wonder who else knows that you're even in a relationship with this girl, and are you so shy about her age? Does she look? You not said that she doesn't even look old. So which one is your own?
He said he's worried about time to come, like as in further down the line when she starts looking old, because obviously she's older.
How does he know?
Does he have control of when she starts looking old?
Thank you, but that's the thing. That's the thing about relationships.
Old.
Thank
you. You look 24.
I'm the president of the Cougar Fan Club.
Everybody will get old eventually.
The woman
or the Cougar Club, whatever it is.
I also think that the woman enjoying her relationship, right, with you, if she has peace of mind, you don't stress her, you don't and you invest in the relationship as much. You see, women, we don't need much to be happy. You give us the time, you give us the attention, you give us the love, you give us the care. Okay? She'll be in the kitchen, she'll be cooking for you, and you give her plenty sex if she likes the sex. And she'll be happy. Once she's happy, it's not to make her look old.
Libby, let's end it here.
And enjoy. You can't decide whether she's old or
Points well made. Thank you so much. I'm not going to add my voice. I think the sisters have said it all. But seriously, stop wasting your time. take a bold decision, stick by it, and make the girl happy. You guys obviously love each other, so we'll end it there. Thank you so much to Vodafone for bringing us another episode of Sister Sister, and of course to Lydia. With Lydia, you truly decide. My name is Jessica. We'll be back same time next week, ladies. Thanks for your time as well. See you again soon.
Sister Sister is sponsored by Lydia Contraceptive. With Lydia, you truly decide.